Okay, so this is what we had worked on in our lab today. We have the cheetahs, we have the horses, the elephants, and then the snakes. Now we need to finish out with our equation. So what we have, the meters per over divided by seconds equals the distance over time, correct? Kenny?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now to finish this out, when you are at home, this is your at-home work assignment. When you are at home, we are gonna take this column with our meters in it. So we have 100, and we're gonna divide that by 13.15. Okay, so we'll do the first one together so that you're able to do this at home. If you have any questions, can somebody punch that into their calculator?
7.60.
Awesome. Okay, so that's where we would write this where? We would put that 7.60 where?
In the speed column.
In the speed column. Yep, and you're going to do this for every one of these boxes. Okay? So that is your assignment for your virtual day number 1. Virtual day number 2, we're talking about motion, so we're going to continue on with the vocabulary. I want to go over what we're going to be doing for the vocabulary, just so if you have any additional questions, you know where to find me, and hopefully we can get you on the right track as far as what to do. So in our vocabulary words column, our first vocab word is distant displacement. Now since we're doing a compare and contrast, I want to define what that exactly is. Can anyone tell me what it means when you compare two things?
Telling how they are alike.
Yes, so how things are alike. What about contrast? What does that mean? Okay.
Telling how they are different.
Yeah, explaining how they're different. So distance displacement, in the first column here, we're going to compare this. And then in the second column, we're going to contrast it. So alike and different. We have 5 vocabulary words to do there. Also, this is all, of course, in Google Classroom. However, I know some of you prefer a paper copy. So I will get that to you before the end of the day. You're able to go home with it. And then, of course, as far as grading purposes go, you could take a picture of it and send it in to me. You can bring it back with you when we come back next week. Any way that you're able to do that. Okay? Any questions on this? I'm here right now in front of you. So if you guys have any questions, please ask. No? Okay. Everybody understands? Got a good shake of the head? Awesome. So for your virtual assignments, I just want to remind you now that we're in here to term 2, which is very exciting. We are 1/4 of the way done with this school year, 2020 here. I can give you paper copies. Always have paper copies. You don't have to count on your printer at home. Some of you probably don't even have a printer. Don't worry about it. I will always be here to give that to you. If you don't have it, I have done drop-offs. I can bring it to you. We can mail it to you. We can do anything you necessarily need, okay? So always a paper copy option. I know myself, this virtual work has been crazy for me. I prefer paper copies. It's easier for me to have right here so I can just write things. But it's really up to your preference. And that's the nice part about this is we can do paper, you can do virtual, you can do Google Classroom, you can type it up in a separate Google Doc, any shape or form you choose to do so, as long as we have the content there, okay? Again, I have Google office hours every Monday through Friday, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m., and you know how to reach me. Some of you will have an invite for that if I want to meet with you one-on-one. Otherwise, chime in and I can answer any questions that you'll have. The next part, if we are missing work after a few days, I won't take off late points. However, that doesn't mean we can just wait until the last possible minute, because eventually you're going to want your work to be graded so we can kind of see where you're at for grade level, for your grade point average. And Also, this is a credit course, so it's important for us to be able to know where we're at, okay? But I will follow up with your parent/guardian if your assignments are very late, okay? A week, I might let that go, but 2 weeks, that's getting out there. Because eventually what happens is we're gonna be playing catch up, and that's not okay. It's a lot of work, okay? Also, we can always call extension 412, and I should say always within the school day, okay? So what does the school day consist of? We start here, most of the time, it's staffed at 7:30 to 3:30. This, in SOS, that stands for Servicing Our Students. There's somebody in there to answer questions. They can unlock assignments that you might have on Ingenuity. They can answer questions. There's always somebody in this room that will answer your phone call and be able to answer your questions that you may have, which I think is an awesome resource. So remember, we're required as a school to be online about 3 hours a day. So you have 3 virtual days. So 3 times 5, Kenny, what is 3 times 5?
3 times 5 is 15.
15 hours a week is something you should be online for. If you're here the 2 virtual days, then it would just be the 9 hours, but that's still, I'm sorry, the in-person days, then it would just be the 9 hours, just so you know.
Michaela Silas.
Okay.
Jacob Milo Schmidt.